Yeah, how old are you?
I'll be 24 very soon, or I probably just was 24.
Depending on
when you
how you are viewing this particular show at this moment. Does the onset of these years mean anything to you?
Not really, not really. In one more year, I'll be able to rent a car without a whole lot of hassle. But
you know, you do have that look where I'm sure you get carded for your ID still.
Just about everywhere, yeah.
Are you offended by that?
No, I actually kind of like it. You know, it's sometimes you feel like you just want to paste it on your forehead and walk through life with it. But other than that, no, it's nice. It's better than you know, people thinking I'm somebody's dad or something.
Yeah, or getting hit with heavy rocks.
Right, yeah, than being dragged behind a snowplow.
Now, you have come out of this enormous schedule of shooting Family Ties and shooting the new Steven Spielberg movie.
Right.
And you were doing them both at the same time?
Right. I would do Family Ties in the daytime. My driver would come and pick me up around 9 o'clock, and I'd work on Family Ties from about 10 to about 6:30, and then the driver would come and pick me up and take me to Universal, and I would work on Back to the Future till about 2:30 in the morning. It was great. I lived.
Now, how did this happen? Did Spielberg beg you to do the movie, and you...
Yeah, on his knees. The guy came to me, and I was crying. It was terrible. I was saying, he said, Amy, the baby, and he needs me. And so, no.
I'm counting on you, Fox.
Yeah, he said, please, you know, I need the hit. I need a hit. No, he's a good friend of Gary Goldberg's, who produces Family Ties, and apparently they came to Gary a long time ago and suggested to Gary that he would let me do it. And he said there's no way it would fit schedule-wise, and he's a very merciful man, so he didn't tell me that I was ever being considered for it, because it would have broken my heart. And then I guess it was like a Tuesday, and I went to see a taping of Sarah, which is Gary Goldberg's other show, and he called me aside, and he put the script down in front of me, and he said, Steven Spielberg wants you to do this movie, and can you start on Monday, and I'll work it out so you can do both jobs. And I said, yeah, great, good. I went home, he said, read it, and, you know, see if you like it. I said, oh, Gary, I'm going to hate it, I'm sure. So I went home and I read it, and I called him up at about 2 in the morning and said, call Steven, don't let him change his mind. Don't let him change his mind, because I want to do it. And it just happened. It was a matter of about 5 days, and I was on the set.
How are you dealing with the early word on this movie? The early word is spectacular. It must be kind of frightening, yes.
Yeah, it's really scary. It's the same thing with Family Ties. You know, when we did the pilot for that, everyone was saying, oh, this is a hit. This is, you know, and I just thought, shut up, don't, shut up, you know. Not that I ever said that to anybody. I don't say it to anybody who's talking about this movie. I mean, I think it's great that they're all excited, but it is a little scary because they're only giving us one option, and that is to win. And you know what? If you don't win,
will you be the same guy?
Yeah.
Will you handle it well?
Yeah. Yeah, I think so. I don't know. I kind of what I call a healthy paranoia, and so anyway, so I don't think I'll ever get to the point where I'm saying, you know, I get this movie and all this stuff, because I think I'd stop being creative, and I think I'd start being a jerk, and I don't think I could really live with it.
Have you ever risked becoming arrogant?
I don't know. It's hard for me to say. It's hard to be objective. I know that I really try not to, or don't even really have to try. I think, you know, if I were to go home, that's always the best judge. If I was to go back to Canada and try and play any kind of trip about being a big Hollywood star or whatever, I think I get a bop in the head and like a lawnmower in my hands, you know, like that. Be like, rake the leaves, star.
It's a film about time travel. The vehicle, a nuclear-powered DeLorean. It's a film about imagination. The mad scientist is Christopher Lloyd. And it's a film about destiny.
How far are you going?
About 30 years.
Michael J. Fox stars as Marty McFly, the kind of hip high school senior who can't imagine life without MTV. When a sudden twist of technology sends him back to 1955, Marty not only wanders into a world without rock and roll, he bumps into the teenagers who will one day be his parents. But Marty has accidentally tampered with history and must somehow set things straight before getting back to the future. A pretty funny and thought-provoking premise, and if it at all sounds very Spielberg-esque, there's a good reason.
He was always there if we ever got into trouble, and you can't have anyone better in that position, I don't think, than Steven Spielberg.
As much as the movie has the Spielberg touch, it also has Zemeckis'.
I love working with Bob because he's possessed, you know? Like this movie, I mean, he must wake up in the morning, it's just like, the movie, the movie.
Back to the Future was originally scheduled to open late July, but when MCA president Sid Sheinberg saw the rough cut, he liked it so much he begged Zemeckis to rush it into theaters by next week. And while no one can accurately predict the future, many are predicting that Back to the Future has the makings of a summer sizzler.
It's just got everything in it.
Whoever sees it, I think most people are going to really have a good time and get their money's worth, which is just a wonderful thing, you know? It's like, I definitely got my $5.50 or $6 worth, you know?